Okay, hey everyone, I'm here today to talk about a camera strap from a company called Peak Design called the Slide Lite in a color scheme unique to Nikon's online store. Now I know some people say Nikon, but it's pronounced Nikon in Japan, and as far as I'm aware, it's also Nikon in the UK. So Nikon, Nikon, however you want to pronounce it, that's what I'm talking about today. But before I go into this strap a little bit more, I think I'll be talking about the dilemma I had been having. So recently I've been using a gimbal a lot. But when you use a gimbal, you don't really want to have a camera strap attached to your camera. The reason why is that a camera strap is going to throw the gimbal off balance. However, when I'm not using the gimbal, I really value having a strap for peace of mind, just to ease any anxiety. I really value having a strap. I've never dropped a camera, I've never lost grip of a camera, but just in case, I always insist on a strap when I take this off the gimbal. But there's the problem, right? Because although it doesn't take too much time to install a strap or remove the strap, every time I go between hand holding a camera and my gimbal, it takes just enough time that it is kind of irritating. However, a friend did kind of alert me to a strap by a company called Peak Design that seemed to resolve that issue thanks to its really quick ability to attach and detach from a camera. But before I go into that in a little bit more detail, I think I'll just kind of take a moment to introduce what Peak Design is. So Peak Design is a kind of relatively recent company that started off in 2010 according to their website, and it was founded by a man called Peter Dering. Apparently he was traveling the world one day and he wasn't quite satisfied with the available camera equipment at the time, so he sought to revolutionize things himself. And he started that company, and it seems to be working out for them because they do already have a few notable designs. So for example, one of them is the everyday camera backpack, which primarily opens from the side like a shoulder bag, or the super compact and lightweight camera tripod, or in this case their camera strap, which quickly attaches and detaches from cameras. So I guess you can say that because this company isn't coming from a position of tradition, it's a relatively new company. You could say it's youthful, it's the voice of a new generation, it's new blood, however you want to describe it. It seems to be the new kid on the block when it comes to camera equipment. But I've really been happy with this camera strap, and I'm going to talk about the pros and a little bit about the negatives, but there's not really anything bad about this strap, to be honest. But before I go into that in a little bit more detail, actually, I just wanted to point out the color scheme. So on the Peak Design online website, you can get the strap in a few different colors. You can get it in red and black, you could get it in red and gray, blue and red, sage and red. However, Nikon camera straps are typically yellow and black. So this is a very kind of typical Nikon camera strap. Your primary color is black, your secondary color is yellow. And the Nikon online store sell a color variation of the Peak Design strap that kind of emulates that. Primary color is black, accented with just a little bit of yellow to kind of give it that Nikon feel and style. And I haven't been able to see this color scheme on Peak Design's website. Even when I went to the Peak Design store in Ginza, Tokyo, this just wasn't in the store. I've only been able to find this on Nikon Direct, which is Nikon's online store in Japan. Okay, let's go over some of the things I love about this strap. First, let's start with the old. Okay, so this is just a crop sensor camera that I used to use. Here is just a typical Nikon strap. To install, it's probably going to take me about 30 seconds, I'd say, just to put it on. Let's just see how long it is. Okay, actually, that is really difficult. It's been some time since I've actually put on a typical strap. I feel like maybe I should just stab it with a needle and try and pull it through some thread or something. That is not. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna try this time with my black Nikon Z series camera strap. This is really nice. I kind of give up with this strap. Okay. The initial time you install your Peak Design strap, it'll take slightly longer. You're going to have these tags, and you're going to want to attach these tags to your camera. There's the second one attached, and you would just keep this on. When I use the gimbal, I don't remove this. This just stays on. Now here's where the magic starts. That's a really nice, satisfying clip. There we go. Do you see how much quicker that is? And then when I want to remove it, you just press down, pull it off. There we go. Off. And on. I mean, it's kind of like the Karate Kid, if anyone's ever seen that. You know, you could just be like, wax on, wax off. So much easier, so nicer. It's snappy. I love that satisfying click as well. Another thing that's really nice about this strap is even after you set it up, you can adjust it on the fly. Like, it's incredibly easy. All you do is there's a couple of levers on your strap that you just use, and then you just simply slide the strap up or down without having to undo anything. Well, apart from the little metal flap clip, I guess I'll call it. But apart from that, it takes just a second to readjust this to your desired length. I also like how the camera itself seems to support, like, so not the camera itself, the strap kind of like accommodates multiple styles of use, or sorry, wearing. So for example, this is my preferred style. Just like standard strap around the back of my neck. But Peak Design, thinking about people who have like a long telephoto lens, you know, your center of gravity is going to kind of have the camera like flipping, like pitching downwards. So they also provide this like little attachment clip here. So if you want, you can attach your camera like this. And then this becomes kind of like a shoulder sling around just one of your shoulders. So if you have a huge telephoto lens, it's just kind of hanging down like more naturally. The only downside is the strap can be a little too bulky. So if we take like a like a typical strap, it's kind of thick around the part that goes around your neck, but the part that connects to the camera itself is kind of thin, right? It's super thin, and that's great. I like that. This is thick throughout. So sometimes when you're looking for your eyepiece or something like that, it's actually not too bad here. Let me get this out. Once again, look at just how easy that is to kind of just swap around. Sometimes when you're trying to use your camera, or you're trying to like look for the eyepiece, and this thing's just like kind of hanging around in there, and it's kind of getting in the way. You could kind of feel it like smacking against your forehead, or you're trying to use the buttons, and you just find this thing just keeps getting in the way, and you keep trying to whack it out the way. But that's not a big deal, to be honest. And another thing, when you lift up your camera, it tends to it almost kind of like doubles, because it has these massive hoops. The reason it has these massive hoops is because the camera needs to be able to the strap needs to be able to quickly rotate or pass through, thanks to the ability to quickly adjust on the fly. Typically, your ordinary strap will have like a little hoop like this that will kind of keep the strap closed around the anchorage to your camera. This doesn't. So when you lift your camera up to your eyesight, you're getting like twice. It feels like you're getting like 4 straps in your face. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Me, when I just adjust my strap, I don't adjust it again. It's going to be the only size I ever need. So an easy way for me to get around that was I just simply pinched this. I got some black Velcro tape, and I just attached it to the strap like that. And so instead of having this flinging around in my face, I've got this. Overall though, I love this strap. It's just a strap. It's not a high-tech piece of equipment. It's not a camera body. It's not a lens. It's not like a sound, system like lav mics or shotgun mics or some kind of high-spec gimbal or camera tripod. It's just a strap. But I love how easy it is for me to detach and reattach this thing, as opposed to a more traditional camera strap, which, like this thing, I don't mind putting this on, but if you're frequently going between like a gimbal and hand holding and you insist on a strap, reattaching and deattaching something like this all the time just gets irritating. This just makes things so much easier and so much nicer. I really love it.